Body mob. I'm with my dogs, riding hogs, let's get gnarly. Where's the party? I need a sticker, Instagram pictures, body mob, screenshot, I Carly. Pick up my girl, 12 o'clock, not my girlfriend, bitch, my Harley. Drive up on Orange, pull up at One Horse, tryna find Larry, first one's on me. Hey, where the party? Oh, we getting gnarly. I'm riding hogs, with my dogs. That's not my girl at 12 o'clock, bitch, that's my Harley. Rollers on Main, the road getting paint. Drift to Seabree, smoking OG, popping wheelies. Fuck the police, if you can't catch me, you don't know me. Just me and my dog at 6 straight 6. Pull up on Doug, we gon' start something quick. Do a burnout right in front of your bitch, and if he got no kicks, then he dropping that. Hold up, dumb shit. Twist on the throttle and...
Put this up. Disclaimer. This is only an opinion. This is only an observation. I'm not saying it is you, but if it fits, it fits. Sorry, bro. What's up, everybody? We are back for another Dirty Truth. Man, I appreciate you guys tuning into the last one, giving your comments, and I got a few messages about it. Let's get this one rolling. From the garages with smoky ambience to the glow of a live stream, times change, or do they? Garages to live stream, wrenches to webcams, times have evolved, but has the spirit? The garage was a refuge, no judgments, just camaraderie. Be it bikes or cars, stories or silence, it was a raw and real place. Once, garages were sacred, a sanctuary for tools, tales, and truths. From bullshit sessions, working on Harleys, to simply just hanging out. Every moment was an antidote. Technology changed the game. Sanctuary of a garage transformed into an online arena. From tangible to the virtual, the change was inevitable. The world went digital. The walls of the garage expanded into an infinite cyberspace, and the personal became global. You think these live streams replaced the connection we had in the garages? It's just an illusion. There's no smell of gasoline. There's no touch. There's no direct laughter. You're trading real memories for short moments. This digital age, it's got its charm, but nothing replaces the raw grit of the garage. There's no virtual replacement for whiskey under dim garage lights. But here's the other side. Live streams have power. They connect, they inspire. They might lack the tangible touch, but they touch hearts. Live streams, though, they've made legends, from beginner riders to global icons. Both the garage and the live stream offer escapes, but while one is about intimate, tangible camaraderies, the other is about wide-reaching virtual connections. One values depth, the other values reach. Both arenas offer echoes of friendship. Garages echo with laughters, tools, and tunes. Live streams echo with chat alerts, donations, and virtual applause. It's easy to say tech has made us prisoners, but remember, it's not technology that gets in the way. It's how we choose to use it. We blame the tech for disconnecting us. Maybe, just maybe, we can merge both worlds, bring the soul of the garage into our streams. What if we blend the best of both worlds? Infuse streams with garage ethos, value the warmth, yet embrace the reach. But here's something. the garage or the live stream. Choose your arena. But remember, it's not where we bond, but how. Seek depth, seek truth. That, my friends, is the real dirty truth. Wherever we gather, let's not forget the essence, the true connection, the raw, unfiltered, dirty truth. Engage, debate, discuss, but stay true. Your thoughts, your truth, share it. Challenge it, embrace it, and we'll meet again in the next chapter of the Dirty Truth. What's up, everybody? It's a Sunday night, holiday weekend. Thanks for tuning in, watching that video. I'm here because a lot of you guys wanted to discuss the first video and this video. So I'm here. The link's in the chat. Hit it if you want to come on and discuss. If not, throw it in the live chat. We'll go over it. Let me. I don't want. Hang on a second. She had the TV up. It was like echoing with the lag. So yeah, hit that chat. Come in. Let's discuss this. If not, I don't know. I'm doing this just to try to connect. You know, trying to get more people to connect. So I know it's kind of irony that it's about a live stream and we're doing a live stream, but that's not the point of it. I'll put it up tomorrow so you guys can go back and rewatch it as many times, and we'll go with that. Before I bring on my first guest, here's the rules for tonight. Tonight is all about discussion. You will be respectful. You will let the other person talk. I'm in control. I ask a question. Don't talk over people. Everybody's going to have a voice tonight. All right? So, with that being said, let's bring on the first guest that you probably already know.
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. I'm glad to see everybody in here. I mean, we got all kinds of people.
Absolutely.
I forgot to shout them out. Of course, you're in here, Doc, you know. We got Evil Rick, Frogzilla, Dallas, Jake. I saw my man Buffalo, Brock, 701 Traveler. What's up? Tiger Ward, J-Man, what's happening? Nori's on here. Going through. Dude, you guys have already like started the side chat going crazy. HD Traveler, what's up? What's happening? All right. Since you're the first victim on, what do you want to talk about with these two videos?
Yo, let's go with today because it's fresh in this little pea brain of mine, you know?
Yep.
I thought it was a good topic. The live stream or the garage, that's where you make your bones, where you make your relationships and everything. But I like doing both. I like doing the live streams and being in the garage because it shows more of who I am. You know, for instance, today's video, there's a lot of motor vlogging in it, and I don't do a lot of it, but it seemed to be well received. So I might be doing more of that. I don't know yet, but only time will tell. But, you know, I think if you do one and you do the other, people really get to see and get to know who you are.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the garage all the time, you're a wrench. You know, do you ride? Do you do anything? You know, they don't get a chance to talk to you or get to know you.
Well, that was one of the thing about how can we bring the garage into the live stream. You know, I talked about using the garage as your backdrop, trying to mesh the two worlds together, you know.
Yeah, and I was doing that for a while, as you know, and then my wife built me this studio, which, you know, how can I say no? She got the desk and gave me the space in her, I guess you call it her library. She calls it her reading room. So, of course, you know, I'm going to be very gracious and make full advantage of it. That does not mean that all my live streams and I'll be here. Some will be in the garage. Some will be doing some garage work. or some will just be just shooting the shit, just to change things up.
Yeah, like we used to do back in the old days. We go to each other's house, sit in the garage, drink beer and whiskey, work on bikes, help each other out, tell tall tales,
Should have
plan the
seen
next
that
one.
fish I caught. It was
Yeah,
like this big.
yeah. That's where this was hope brought in is I'm not against live streams, but I believe that a lot of people could come together to get actually together and do streams to, you know, bring that bond even closer, even though we're in different rooms, different states, different countries.
Yeah.
Because we're already jumping on each other's live streams. Why aren't we collaborating? I'm not saying do it all the time, but be like, hey, let's do this show, or hey, let's do a certain topic together.
Yep.
Because then you're just bringing this bigger group to hang out and talk to each other.
Yep. I tried doing that with Brian the Biker because he was doing his live streams same day, same time as mine. And I said to him, I said, dude, why don't we do a live stream together and maybe do it maybe once a month or something? And we did it that one time, and it just didn't get any traction to it. I think I'll reapproach that with Bry but he hasn't been doing a lot of live streams with it.
So Tweedle depends on who you are. For me, yeah, because our channels are about motorcycles, and there can be too many live streams.
Yeah,
there's still life outside this screen here.
But I think they'll be very pinnacle come the winter months when people who live in the colder states and don't get to ride year round will be pinnacle of keeping touch with the motorcycle community and having something to do with motorcycles. Because I could tell you, before I got into this YouTube community, man, come wintertime, I would do just about anything to just to get in or around motorcycles or any motorcycle content that I could find on TV or go to a museum, which I still do, or or anything.
Well, that was the whole point. I went ahead and brought this up because I knew we're coming to the end of riding season. And there's only so much time in the week, so much time in the day. So a lot of stuff can be condensed into one show if people would get together and work on a show. I'm not saying do it all the time. I'm just saying you could, like you're talking about, once a month, a bunch of you get together, or even if it's just
to do that weekly now.
Seems like to do it daily, and then people want to know why you're not there, you're not supporting. Like, dude, it's called life.
Yeah.
But in the flip side of this, I will. This goes back to what this whole dirty truth's about. It's not about me actually going out and saying you suck, you're doing this. It, like I said, this is a progression from one world to another, and the mistakes I've made. Basically, I'm not giving you advice what to do. I'm trying to advise you what the mistakes I've made.
Mm-hmm.
Someday prevent you, or if you're in that, you're like, oh yeah, this is what Hells was talking about.
Yeah, right on.
But I've been on the flip side where I've wanted to make a kick-ass live show, and I've collaborated with somebody I thought, oh yeah, and they were like all for it, and then next thing you know, they've taken everything that you created and went and ran off with it.
Yeah, there is that.
So it makes it hard to trust when you're in a creative mindset, especially when you put so much time into making sure you're not copying, you're trying to keep it original, and you're trying to make it entertaining.
Exactly.
So
exactly like the video putting together tonight. for next week, it's all about, everybody gets products and they tell everybody it's the best product out there, right? Whether it was gifted to them or they paid for it.
Right.
I've been known to get a product and give it not so glowing reviews because that's what it deserved. And I've gotten products. I was gifted a product that, my personal opinion of it, and I believed in it. I thought it was great. Well, I'm putting a twist on that. The twist is I purchased a product and I had an issue with that product. And it's all about the customer service and their warranty practices. So everybody make sure you keep an eye out for that. Sorry to give myself a plug, but it goes what we're talking about. It's a twist on product reviews that everybody's been doing. Well, here's a product review on the backside of it with the warranties and the customer service. Nobody talks about.
Yep. Hey, Outback Outlaws in the house. He wants to know
What?
if he's like, is this poser allowed in? Holy crap! Nobody ever called you a poser. I'll tell you this. So this video, to the first video, it's kind of funny because it's the messages didn't match the view, so it makes me believe that the video was talked about, but people didn't actually watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell the ones that actually watched it, and tell from the people. I'm not saying it's Outback Outlaw. I'm just saying I can tell between the people who watched it and the messages I got. Because if you actually watch it, I give two sides of the story on everything.
Yep.
I don't just straight bash one side. I'm giving different points of view.
Yep.
Like, here's my view, and here's the other view. It's like,
yep.
I'm trying to keep it as an open mind. Let's
go back to last week's video that you did. You covered the differences. What's a biker, what's a rub, and what's a poser. And you did the flip side, what's good and what's bad about it, different angles on it, which was good. And you opened my eyes a little bit to rub, right? Being a rub is a bad thing? Maybe, maybe not. But at the same time, hey, if you're in the wind, you're on two wheels, that's all that matters. I don't care what you ride or how often you ride. But if I see you on the road and you're on two wheels, as long as it's not a scooter, I'm going to throw you the two fingers down. And
well, yeah. Because here's another food for thought for the two sides of it. Culturally, we brought up rub's a bad thing. Personally, rub can be a good thing because that means you've worked hard and you've got yourself financially better in
a level of success.
Right. So there's two flip sides right there. And here's the biggest question I've been having, but this goes to everybody in the side chat, and this goes to you, Doc. Nobody's had the balls to actually straight answer this, because my thing is has the lines been blurred between rub and poser within the true motorcycle culture? Is the rub actually the new poser?
No, the rub is not the new poser.
Okay.
But the lines have been blurred between biker and rub and poser. Per the definition, rich urban biker for rub. There are more of those now in the motorcycle club community as business owners and things like that, where before it was people who were broke and unemployed. And, the term dirty biker came from because, they couldn't afford, new clothes all the time or a new bike or maintenance on their bike. But, they're always working on it because they couldn't afford anything. Now, if you look at, especially up here in the Northeast with me, in my area, a lot of bikers are people who either have good jobs with the state or towns, or they have their own businesses, or in my instance, I work in college in the IT profession, but yet, I'm still considered a biker or a rub. I'm in that gray area because of what I ride and what do I do to my bikes, and I own my own house, you know. So my level of success changes me from a biker to a rub, or a rub to I don't know, and honestly don't care.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm bringing this up. This is my boy James with his comment. I believe the arrow is pointing to me. Y'all never talk about sellouts. Well, we're not going to talk about sellouts now because maybe there is a future video about some stuff. But I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna go back up to El Buffalo. So with his comment about, he loves watching the lives, but he doesn't like being a guest because, as well as I do, you get a bunch of people in here and it's like a bunch of clucking hens, just rah 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 rah. That's why I made the rule. I said I'm not going to get this where we're talking over top of each other. I want this to be a great, everybody gets their view out there. But at the same time, I wish I had a camera for a lot of El Buffalo conversations because that man is full of wisdom.
Yeah,
And he has a great way of, like, I shouldn't say telling the story, but talking when he talks about stuff. It's awesome. I love that guy.
yeah, right on. Everybody's got wisdom. It all depends on where you come from, what part of the country you're at, because what flies on the East Coast might not fly on the West Coast or Central America.
Right. Well, I'll put this out here. My transition from one world to another, that man had a lot to help because I still had this mentality from one world.
Yep.
And boy, I was like a fucking wrecking ball when it came to the YouTubers. I was a wrecking ball. So, all right, let's get my awesome short man, business partner in crime and training, Jake.
Hey, Jake from State Farm.
Doc, Hells, how you guys doing tonight?
Good, man.
My bad. I'm just a minute.
There you go.
There we go.
Why do you sound muffled?
I don't know.
Are you going earpiece? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also, what are you doing in the garage? Does your wife let you in the garage?
Kiddos went to bed.
What's up, GQ? Man, I appreciate you coming by. Actually, I appreciate everybody coming by. I just, I don't know. What's your take on the Do Your Truth so far?
Oh, man. So, coming from kind of a new perspective, a little bit of a perspective, if people don't already know, I'm still fairly new to the community.
You're breaking up. Like, the sound's just breaking up.
So if people don't already know, I'm still fairly new to the bike community.
No, still breaking up. Just put your helmet on. You sound better in your helmet.
Here, hold on. Let me take these out.
Every time you touch your earpiece, it clears out. All right.
Let's see if I can get this to not echo.
There you go.
Better?
That's
Okay.
way better.
All right. So from kind of an outside perspective, I'm still fairly new to the bike community. I've only been riding for about 2 years. So I would definitely say that the lines are getting blurred, from what growing up, you look at bikers and you see guys that traditionally would fit kind of the bill for whether they're, patched or not, the dirty bikers, as Doc put them. Uh, and now, you know, everything's digitalized. Uh, it gives people a shield, if you will. Um, and of course, you know, the last thing I would ever want to be called is a poser. I certainly, you know, I don't care if I'm called a biker or just an enthusiast, whatever you want to call me, I don't care. But poser is not what I want to be called. Um, I would rather be called an enthusiast before anything. But you know, I'm not trying to make anybody people think. You know, I don't want people to think that I'm something I'm not. I want to be as real as I can, and I definitely think that media can make that very easily evolved and very easy to portray a different thing than what you are.
Um, I understand where you're coming from. Um, it shouldn't say. This is what happens when you have progression within something. As in, it used to be dirty bikers,
Hmm.
because. But here's the thing: Doc knows as well as I do. That whole world has progressed to where there's more of a value of having a job and taking care of family put
Hmm.
into than you. It's when it's not as, I shouldn't say as rebellious as it used to be, but it's still rebellious in a way. It's just you just kind of cleaned up your act and made sure
Yeah.
made sure to be more responsible in a certain way.
Well, and you know, the other thing that I was thinking about is, you know, how has the evolution of bikes in and of themselves changed things?
Oh man, you guys are getting ahead in my series here. All right, just like Miss Lolly there. She brought up a comment about the what is a biker. I'm not going to put the whole thing out there. I understand both comments. All I can say is, Miss Lolly, keep watching because that is also a topic. And just to forewarn everybody, um, I'm probably going to seem like an asshole to a lot of people because I'm going to start putting in my personal opinions. Like, you're going to see my point of view, and it's not to put my point of view on you. It's just it's more of an understanding of where I'm coming from, especially when I get pissed off at people. So I'm still gonna have flip sides of everything, but I'm gonna get a little more personal into my views with this stuff.
Hmm.
But that's not the whole point. My whole point of this is to get people. I want people, even if you hate my guts, I want you to watch with an open mind and just listen to the words that are being said and do some self reflection because I've had to do a lot of self reflecting in the past 3 years and see if anything actually fits you. Because I believe this community is being hurt by closed mindedness. A community that's supposed to be open and loving is being hurt by closed mindedness
Hmm.
and not being considerate. Closed mindedness brings inconsideration. Closed mindedness brings in egos. Closed mindedness brings in this stupid YouTube drama bullshit. All right. And that's my point of view. I'm not saying it's everybody's point of view. That's my point of view. Just forewarn. I'm not talking for Doc. I'm not talking for Jake. I'm just my point of view on this stuff. They're their own man. So, Doc, you got quiet awfully sudden.
Yeah, I'm multitasking here, and I'm respecting your rules tonight. So
Thank you. Thank you, Doc.
respect goes a long way.
Yeah, I back Outlaw. He commented, nothing wrong with sharing your views. It's good to talk about. Exactly. Because
Yep.
because a lot of problems are caused by miscommunication. And it's not that you're going to agree, it's just sometimes you just need to see where each other's coming from. Because Doc, how many beefs are not always settled, but they are mutually agreed and respected?
It all depends. That's a loaded question. I mean, a lot of beefs are settled, but also a lot of them get mutually respected as well. And sometimes it's not done in such a so friendly way.
All right, Doc, in normal society. Okay, here, let's do a flip side. Do you think that a lot of stuff could flourish if people would just stop and have a mutual agreement that they're not going to agree on something and respect each other for their point of views?
Yeah, I think that would work. I always sit there and I'm the first to tell you right off the bat that, sometimes we can agree that we disagree.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to agree on everything, because if you are, then you're kowtowing and giving up your point of view or your opinion to satisfy somebody else to avoid a conflict. And that's not always a good thing, because now you're a pushover and you won't stand on your own laws. So if you and I had a discussion about object A and we agree on object A, but object B we don't agree on because you have your own certain feelings about it and I have my own certain feelings about it and different experiences, we could sit there and says, hey man, we can agree that we disagree and then move on from that, and we could still respect each other and not have any animosity. Where if we keep arguing our points to try and force each other into agreeing with each other, then there's going to be some sort of animosity, and and there's no respect.
Right. You're letting one little thing maybe ruin a bigger picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that.
So Outback Outlaws getting where I'm coming from. I'm right there with you. I'm not saying don't be a man, because I think that's another problem in this world with a different subject. So Lolly says, I think there is too much place on others' opinions. That's one of those things. There's a flip side of that. You shouldn't let other people's opinions drive your life. But at the same time, you should also respect other people's opinions.
Yep. And listen to each other's objections of why they think that way, because they might know something you don't. And you might learn something.
Yeah. And I'll put it right now. Everybody knows I talk to Tweedle about stuff. Tweedle's learned. I don't just tell you no or call you a dumbass without giving you a life lesson of a story of why I have that view. Because usually it's because I've fucked the situation up worse than you're about to do.
Yep. And then you'll say dumbass afterwards.
Yeah. I guess that's the mentor in me from where I came from. I just didn't tell you something. I wanted you to fully understand the why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes you don't need a why, but a lot of times you do need a why. This is why. This is why this is done this way. This is why I'm telling you to do this. This is why. Because there's a lesson in everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Doc, I think you hit the nail on the head with that. And that was right along where I was thinking. And, a lot of times, for me, I try to find those experienced people and see, why they have the opinions that they have. And, Hells is an great example for me. I've been learning quite a bit from him, and he does tell it like it is, but he gives the reasons. And sometimes people can't handle not having a reason and just accepting it. But more often than not, unless it's an emergent situation or an immediate situation, there shouldn't be a reason as to why you don't give explanation behind it.
Well, the three of us were in the military, and I know I was in a position of leadership. I'm not sure about you other two, but whatever it is, and there it's this is what you're going to do, and you never give a why, and people just followed and listened blindly. My style of leadership is okay, guys. This is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it, and this is why we're going to do it this way. This way, everybody had a full picture to know what was going on every given point in time. That nobody was just following the orders blindly. They actually had a full picture of what we were doing and why we were doing it. And it didn't matter if we were stateside or overseas downrange in a hostile environment. Everybody understood their role and everybody understood each other's roles.
Right. But see, if I say I'm mentoring you like I do Jake, there might get a situation where I'm just going to tell him, do this. And he's going to realize I'm just not telling him the bullshit. So he's going to understand that there's a reason why I just said do this, and I'm just not making them do something.
Yeah. I mean, every situation's different. You can't have a blanket say, I'm going to give you a direction or my opinion. I'm going to give you why. Some situations is, hey, this is what I'm going to tell you to do, and this is how you're going to do it, and that's the end of it.
Yep.
In certain situations, all situational based.
You got it.
And everybody has to be adult enough, whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. You have to be adult enough to understand the situation that you're in.
Well, Tweedle put up a great comment earlier because Tweedle's kind of gotten used to me. I guess a lot of people listen to my tone. I get told I talk like I'm very hateful. When I'm not talking hateful, I guess I just sound like it. He's learned just to listen to my words. Except the night that he went and didn't take a right turn and I had to take a shit and I went all essay on his ass for not listening to me. Or you got old James here. He says, "Don't listen to us old guys. 90% of the time, it's his dementia talking." So,
or CRS can't remember shit.
Yeah. So, with the live stream stuff, when does anybody have an actual opinion of when you think somebody is doing too many live streams? Or if somebody's relying on live streams to build their content?
Well, if someone's relying on live streams to build their content, that's the content they want to create. And as that creator, they have that freedom to do so. It's up to all of us to choose whether we want to watch all of them or not. Now, if I'm on a lot of people's live streams, they send the link out or send it to me privately and I'll jump on. Am I on too much? Sometimes I feel I am. I'm like, I'm monopolizing, this little niche. And then I won't come on because I personally feel I spent too much time on the live streams.
So is it too much time on a live stream or you're just there supporting them, helping them make the content? Because I can see it two ways. I can see some people saying,
it's a double-edged sword, though.
Right. I can see some people being like, "Oh, he's on everybody's live streams. That's how he's getting this and that, and coattailing, blah blah blah." Or is it the fact that you're on there helping them, supporting them, making the conversation of the content?
Exactly. Because if you have a live stream and it's just you talking, it's kind of hard to have a one-way conversation for an hour.
Well, if you're crazy enough, you can do it.
Yeah. I mean, case in point, look at Monkey. His live streams go for hours, but he has Mrs. Monkey there to have a conversation with, and then the side chats, you know,
Right.
and he could go for hours like that, and it's still entertaining, and everybody gets value out of it. Now, someone like me, if I just have a live stream with just me on it, it gets kind of boring because I run out of things to say.
Do you really? Because have you seen us in the live chat? We get kind of rowdy on you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I enjoy it though. You know?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think a lot of us need to step back, breathe, evaluate, and start again. Like I said, people blame it on technology, but we're the ones that use and control the technology.
Mm-hmm.
So
See, I look at it this way. I'm having fun with it. When it's no longer being fun, I'm going to stop doing it. Because this is not my job. This is not my life. This is something I do. It's a hobby. You know, monetization doesn't pay a whole lot. You know?
Nope. I think the fact that the more people are getting into this, the more people, and that kind of waters down. It's not watering down the content. It's just watering down that there's so much stuff that you can watch.
Yep.
People are realizing it's like anything else. There was this pot, and there's only little people in the pot. So there's few people in the pot made more of the pot. Now everybody in the pot is bigger, so it's divvied that smaller amounts for everybody in the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't.
I think there comes to a point where doing so many lives, it's all your content is. And, you know, sometimes coming up with topics can be difficult. And if you don't have people, then it can be even more difficult. However, you know, I think Doc's right. You kind of have to balance between, you know, what am I doing this so much that it's becoming a second, or, you know, for some people, even a third job, or is this just entertainment? But if all you're doing are the lives and you don't have anything else to watch, you know, is it really beneficial? You know, you kind of, there's nothing for people to reference. Or, you know, sometimes they have 2 hours or 4 hours worth of content they have to sift through if they know that there was something that they're trying to get from you. You know, maybe, for instance, Doc, he's a builder, and maybe he's getting into something technical that I need to reference at some point. You know, do I need to sift through 4 hours worth of content when it could have been a 15 or 20-minute video, depending on what it is?
Yep. And that's what I'm trying to do with a lot of my content, my long form content that posts up on Sundays, is try to trim the fat down, try and keep the videos, you know, under 30 minutes. And sometimes you can't because the project that I'm working on, but some projects you can. Like the video I've been editing most of the day, it's down to 20 minutes because I trimmed a lot of fat. And
Doc, please don't think that was a dig at you.
No, not at all. Because my end goal is, if anybody watches my video, they get some value out of it.
Mm-hmm. And there are some people who just don't do that. And what should have been a 20-minute video is, you know, hour and a half long. And, you know, then for me, as somebody who's trying to find something valuable out of it, I may end up just ditching the video, or if not sifting through it, you know, if it was 15 or 20 minutes, then I'd have been.
When I did the wheel bearing replacement, that's a down and dirty. I had a junk bent up wheel. I didn't do the okay, got to remove the wheel and all that. There's plenty of videos on how to remove a wheel.
Mm-hmm.
There were not a lot of videos on how to remove and install wheel bearings properly. I've seen guys there with the old wheel race installation tool with a hammer pounding them into the rims, and I cringe because that's not the right way to do it. There's a press fit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I show some pro tips, like putting grease on the outside of the bearing and in the hub, help it slide in a little bit easier, so you're not fighting it, lubricating the thread, so you don't destroy your tools. All of that. Like tonight's the video I'm editing for next week, I trimmed a lot of fat out of it, but it's the other side of products. What's the warranty like with this company? How did the customer service handle it? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it indifferent? Is it worth buying the top of the line? I'll throw it out there, Custom Dynamics. Was it worth buying the Custom Dynamics headlight when there's less expensive options out there? And why am I spending this much when for half the money I could get another headlight that doesn't do as much that the Pro Glow headlight does? But I wanted the Pro Glow, so I spent the money for it. Now you want to find out? I had a warranty issue. I had an issue with the headlight. Contacted Custom Dynamics, and you'll find out. Is it worth it?
So Toby here has a good point. If you're doing it for yourself, who cares about people watching? So if you watch the video, I get into that about views, likes, and subs, and people chasing them, and I don't know. The bad thing. Maybe I should wait till like 5 or 6 episodes in to do this, because they're kind of getting ahead in the series of what.
Well,
what I got
my whole thing is about the views, likes, and subs, and all that. As I learned early on in my YouTube career, if you study your analytics daily, or 24 hours after the video post, or 48 hours, you will drive yourself insane. And it takes the fun out of it.
Because for me, it does, because I have basically 3, maybe 4 different groups of people that watches us. All right. So not everybody's going to watch every video. They're going to watch the videos we do on certain contents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not my base is not this one type of audience. My base is several types of audiences. So it does drive you nuts. Like, you're like, oh, you think, oh, this is what my audience wants, and then you put the video out what you think something you want to do, but you think your audience wants, and it does horrible, and you're like, well, it didn't do any better than the last one. It's because it's a different type of audience within your subscriber base.
Yep. I look at it this way. I'm putting these videos together as a library for me, and I keep every video I create on an external drive. This way, if I ever want to go back and watch it, I go there and watch it. I don't bloat or float my own numbers with views and clicks and all that.
Well, yeah, the other night we sat and watched like old stuff. I'm talking like years ago, what we did, and we missed doing it. We realized how much our journey in what we're doing has changed by watching the old stuff versus now.
Yep.
So,
and then you get to see yourself progress going through the videos. Like my first video, it's very, very horrible. It was basically an introduction video. Very horrible, very rigid. I was nervous. And then when you watch my later videos, you see the nervousness starts to go away and my personality starts to come out, or the lack thereof that I have.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, because people laugh about it. People laugh about it because I'm not the different person. I just might be a lot more energetic towards the camera.
Mhm.
Because the way I am, I'm more. I can ask Jake. I'm more laid back. Hey, what's up? Blah blah blah. So like when I would do that on camera, and that's what everybody kept telling me. They're like, dude, you just need to be a little more energetic. Talk to the camera a little bit more. So unfortunately, now it's to the point that I know, hey, I'm on camera. Hey, how you doing? In real life, it's more like, hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, case in point, I've watched your videos and before we met face to face. And when I met you the first time at your reveal, I was like, I don't know if he liked me or not. But if he does, he does. If he don't, he don't. And
it's
then when we hung out a little bit more and we got to talk a little bit more, just being us, we started a bond, I felt.
yeah.
And I look
That
forward to hanging out with you again.
that's just a different side of the world. That's stuff I still do from a different time in my life that
Yep.
I'm kind of going to check you before I'm like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, mud check.
Mm-hmm. Mud check. That's a totally different topic here, because I do it all the time to people, and boy, do a lot of people fail. Because I don't like controversy, but I like a person that's going to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
So sometimes I will say stuff just to see which way we're going to go with this. And if you're not a person that I'm not talking about fighting or anything, but at the same time, I'm talking about stand up for yourself.
Right. Are you going to be a pushover, or are you going to be, in our case, are you going to be a man and stand up for yourself and your own beliefs?
Because in my life, I don't like yes men. Because I will never grow as a person if I'm in an echo chamber, I will not grow as a person. I don't like yes men. I like people that will call me a dumbass, that will, check me when I need to be checked.
Mm-hmm. Because if everybody keeps, I'm gonna throw the term out there, kissing your ass, you can't grow because you don't realize mistakes you're making, because everybody's like, oh, you're so great, you're so great. Oh, Hell's
Until
said this, and it's gospel. And
right,
I can sit there and says, well, yeah, he said that. That's bullshit. And I'll go up to you and says, yo, you said this? Yeah. Why'd you say it? It's bullshit.
yeah, exactly. Until you've already dropped off that cliff, and they're just like, all right, later, and they go find somebody else.
Yep.
Ah,
Always stay true to yourself.
talking about man that's got a lot of experience with a lot of life. What's up, Dan?
What's going on, Drew?
DDK, what's up, my brother?
Dude,
Well, first of all, I wanted to jump in because Hells was talking about how he was on camera compared to in person. And having met Hells and rode with him, I had my reservations at first. And because on camera,
just say it. Just fucking say it.
Hells might be a little much for me. And meeting him in person, him and Crystal both, I had a blast. Man, they just great people. And
I am blunt. I am to the point, but I'm also you can tell I'm respectful to a person.
Well, I don't mind somebody being to the point.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't. Just like I made the comment earlier, look, I respect other people's opinions, but when those other people with those opinions demand that I have those same opinions, I have no respect.
No.
Bingo.
And I made the comment earlier when you was talking about bikers and how you perceive bikers. Look, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I have a picture in my mind of what a biker is. And to me, the biker is that person that lived that lifestyle. That's the reason I've never called myself a biker. I've been on motorcycles for over 50 years, but I've never called myself a biker because I just, what I see as a biker, I mean, that's that person, man. He's on that bike, or she is on that bike. I don't care what the weather is. They're on that bike. They're going everywhere. My first image of what I called a biker was a guy that my dad used to work with, and his name was Jerry Wilson. He passed away here probably about 10 years ago, and he's the reason why I'm on a Harley today. It's because I was about 8 years old when I seen him ride up to my dad's house on an old panhead. Matter of fact, that's what that was, an old panhead. And I fell in love with that bike the first time I seen it. And I made the comment then, I will be riding a Harley. And it is just, and he just was that image to me of what a biker is. Now, the guy had a heart of gold. And don't get me wrong, man, he'd give you the shirt off of his back, but he would stomp the shit out of you if you crossed him or somebody that was friends of his. And like I said, I had a ton of respect for that man.
That is a culture. So, Crystal told me not to say stupid shit tonight. It's been really hard. I love her. That's why I respect what she tells me. I'm a very I've experienced people that was the ones that laid down the path for the rest of us to enjoy what we do. Okay. So I have a lot of respect on the culture history, what I perceive as what a true biker is. And I have a lot of honor to being one of them that was taught that and to keep that legacy going, keep that history, keep that heritage going. This is where social media is a double-edged sword nowadays, because with all due respect, everybody in the live chat, everybody, what I would consider a biker it is somebody that lives that life. But here's the problem. A lot of the social media YouTuber people romanticize that life way too much. And they don't understand it is a very, very hard life. And that a lot of people have put a lot of their own sweat, blood, and even lives into that life. It's not always portrayed in the best of light. Gangland is not right, okay? And I think even before you decide you're going to take that MSF course, you need to sit down with a graybeard and discuss the history of what true biker culture is. Not saying you're going to go in and be in the club or anything, but I think you would have a lot more respect for a lot of people if you understood what that journey consisted of and what before clubs or when clubs were starting to come in, what these people gave up and fought for so that we can enjoy our motorcycles and ride our motorcycles around. And that's my soapbox.
No, I'll give you a good instance of someone I think that we see a lot in the side chat now. To me, that epitomizes the old biker, and that's Gremlin.
Yeah,
man, that when I talk to Gremlin, and of course he posted a lot of the old pictures from back in the day. I look at him and I say, that's an old school biker. And I never met the man. Talked to him a bunch of times. Never met him, but I got a ton of respect for him. And, and people, you was talking about clubs. To me, if you're a club member, for the most part, I'm going to say, yeah, you fit that bill of the biker because you're living up to a code. Every club's got a code of ethics that they live by, and to me, you're living that lifestyle.
Well, now you're getting into. Geez, I knew I should have done this like 5 or 6 episodes in, and not right now because now we're getting ahead of my series.
I'm sorry. I retract my statement.
I don't know.
Too late.
Yeah, too late. Pandora's box has been opened tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me say this. It still will not take away from your content.
No. But you'll earn a lot of respect from places you never thought people would be watching. Because there's a lot of people that watch you don't think's watching until you get out there and you're supporting and writing and stuff, and then you're like, oh crap, I didn't think this person's watching, and kind of found that they were, and they treat you like family and stuff because you've been very respectful through your content.
Yep.
But there's a lot of unwritten rules that unless you sit around with a gray beard and talk to them, that I guess the thing that drives me nuts is when people's like, I'll do what I want, da 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 da. That's fine. We're not telling you what to do. But there's just a little bit of history and some unwritten rules to create a harmony that everybody can kind of coexist.
Well, I would say it's more etiquette.
Education.
Because they don't want, I'm not saying people are going to do this, but the education I got was I got a lot of smacked in the mouth a lot. So, because I'm stubborn, hard-headed.
Well, I've never hung around a whole lot with club members. I have been around club members on several occasions, and I'll be honest with you, I've never had an issue one.
Yeah, but Dan, you're very respectful. I've met you.
Well, I try to be. I am somewhat of an asshole in the side chat.
I haven't noticed it.
I guess we're all assholes because we haven't noticed it. So I guess we're just like, yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
A bunch of yes men.
No, I respect his opinion and his views.
And then
you got to remember where he's coming from is the 1870s and 1880s. He grew up in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, history book got wrong. He invented the Oregon Trail.
I was going to say, I would like to extend my appreciation to you graybeards for educating me on some of this history.
That'd be that guy down here in the corner.
Well, I see a little bit of gray in that one too, Doc.
That's chrome. That's chrome.
Mine's a whole lot of chrome.
Man, it just comes down. I don't know.
Oh my God. Frogzilla says he's going to lick Dan right on the face. Please don't, Frogzilla.
Please do. I'll give you a quarter.
It will not give you a trip that you think you want. It might be a trip to the ER.
And you were talking about the live streams. So that was something else I wanted to touch on. Right now we got 4 people in here. That's a good number.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that each one of you are giving the other person a chance to speak, being very respectful. But when you start getting 5, 6, 7, 8 people on a live stream, I usually turn it off at that point because it's just too much for me.
Yeah, I can see that because I've had to get to a point. Well, that comes back to a host too, because sometimes it gets to a point at the host you need to be like, hey, hold up, let so and so speak, and then try to go around and let everybody else put their comments because people start walking on top of each other.
Exactly.
Like when I was doing the weekend hangover, a lot of times I had to be like, hold up, and try to bring order back into the chaos. That because sometimes it gets what you're talking about, it gets way out of hand. Yeah, I think that comes back to the host. They need it not necessarily be the one to tell you what to do, but try to be the one that corrals the cats in the fucking room of rockers. So,
having never hosted a live stream, does the owner of the live stream or the creator, are you able to mute guest?
Yes.
What'd you say?
Are you?
Got him.
Yeah,
That's
And
what-
I have, and DDK, I have muted guests.
Yes, I would totally agree with that.
And
Yeah.
I've actually said to guests, shut up, take a breath, breathe.
Or I've told Tweedle to shut the fuck up a lot. So love
Well,
him.
he pretty much deserves it.
Yeah, I mean he's not on here to defend himself, so I'm going to talk about him.
I'll be seeing Tweedle in the morning.
Awesome. Kick him in the shin for me, will you?
He's taller than I am. That'd be about the only place I can kick.
I mean, come on. He does those rev bombs by your house. You at least kick him in the shin for that.
Well, I can reach his shins. Unlike Dallas, he'd have to kick him in the ankles.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of funny is you talk about yes men and this stuff. So I feel like Dallas and I've been last few weeks becoming pretty good. Had some good conversations because there was a lot of preconception from the shit talk in this world, and then we kind of like talked, and it's like, oh yeah, neither one of us is what we've been told, you know.
But after
And
that
Dallas-
day, I
Dallas
rode
was
with you.
awesome.
After that day that I rode with you and Crystal, I think it was that next day was when Dallas rode with us. That was when after you broke and unfortunately couldn't go.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling Dallas that day, I was like, man, I said, Hell's was not what I imagined. And I told him then, I said, man, him and Crystal are super, super, super great people.
You know how?
Well,
You know what's funny is how many times I've heard that in this journey.
hey, Dan, I will say this. We can agree that we disagree because Crystal is a great person. Hell's is just Hell's.
You know, I guess the one plus side of it about her bike getting stolen was
I was
I didn't have
pissed.
to try and keep up with her that day because Crystal scares the hell out of me because I don't think I can be anywhere near her riding capabilities.
She's a lot more than what the videos say.
That's why I want to get her on Spaceballs.
You want Spaceballs back?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, see? Oh shoot. You know, it's oh yeah, Dow said he'll stomp his toes. So.
Now, Dallas, I met Dallas at Baggers and Brews, and what a stand-up dude he is. You know, he's got to stand on a ladder to reach us at talk eye to eye, but you know, stand-up dude.
But you know, the whole discussion is about the whole YouTube world.
Mhm.
I'll be honest with you, the YouTube world has introduced me to a lot of really good people.
God dang freaking Buffalo.
Buffalo. I'd like to meet Buffalo someday.
Absolutely.
I watch his videos. Big supporter of his channel. I'd like to meet Buffalo someday.
Like I've said, that dude helped me in a big transition period. I mean, Crystal helped me big time too. I'm not saying that, but you know, sometimes it's when it's outside of the relationship, it also helps. So I owe a lot to Buffalo.
And he rides the superior bike too.
What,
Road
the
glide?
geezer? The geezer glide?
Damn right.
Oh, let me tell you something. Buffalo's awesome, but wait until you meet his wife.
I've seen her on the videos as well as him.
Yeah, she's a hugging machine. She's sweet, but let me tell you what, don't piss off that woman.
Hells, where are they located?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico.
Sounds like we need to make a trip. That sounds like a man I need to meet.
New Mexico has a lot of great routing.
Absolutely. Especially you go down to Albuquerque to Old Town.
Yeah.
What a 2-for-1.
Stop it. Stop.
I'm not on. Not muted now. I love my wife. It's never a dull moment with her. She says she's going to kill me. It's not muted.
I'm not just going to kill you. I'm like, gonna step in my fault.
Crystal, don't kill him yet. I got more to learn.
Yeah, I believe they just heard you're going to stab my eyeballs out.
That's all right. I'm joking.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Dan's awfully still. I can't hear Doc.
Happy hands.
Did you mute me?
No, I didn't mute you.
I know. I was just fucking with you.
Let's see what we got here.
Off topic, real quick.
Oh no.
What's the latest on the bike? Okay, I'm sorry.
My next rant's going to be about the racket of insurance.
They want you to pay, but they don't want to pay out. They're in business to make money.
Actually, the funny thing is the dealership is on our side because, they're the ones that, sell you the policies and stuff. And they're like, hang on, this is to protect our customers and you're not protecting our customer.
Yeah. Oh, did you have like the Eagle insurance or Harley Davidson's insurance?
No, it was our Gap insurance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything's done except for this little amount, which is the Gap insurance. Then also with Gap insurance, they're supposed to apply another $1,000 towards the purchase of your new bike. So we're arguing with Gap insurance right now.
I was actually talking about your bike.
Oh, my bike?
Yeah.
So I went in a different direction this time.
Turbo.
You went back stock, so it'd be more reliable.
No.
Now you're stuck in the right lane.
I don't like riding in the right lane. Anyways, no, we met a few people on our trip, so I'm making a few changes with some products, and then put it back together. And I'm just waiting for the products. See if we can't.
Well, let's say sports dress.
Why not? You looked very happy on that road test you took on
I
it.
seen a video of him on a sports dress. It wasn't a pretty sight.
He looked very happy on it.
I racked my nuts on that thing so bad. Just on a bump. Like,
Hell, well, getting older ain't no better. You'll end up sitting on them.
Hey, Hells, I took one out on a demo ride. I said, how the hell could someone ride this stupid little thing? That's my opinion.
you should see me. People come in the showroom. I'm like, yeah. I sit on it. I'm like, dude, can I just carry this home? Like, I don't know. Anyways.
Cars get spare tires. Harley gets a spare bike. It's called a sports dress.
Yeah. So, what was your take on the first episode, Dan? I want to talk about the different terms, kind of their definitions, some views of it.
Well, like I said, I have a totally different picture in my mind on the whole biker, rub, poser.
Yeah.
I tell you something that does piss me off.
Okay.
And
Maury, what?
This there's a fella that I actually don't work with this guy, but he works with the same company I work at. And I have to have a weekly conference call with several different departments. And this guy is actually the head of one of those departments. And he knows I ride. And there's a couple of guys I work with that ride. And this is a guy that's probably not ridden a motorcycle probably since riding a mini bike 50 years ago. Asking me and these other people, well, are we rubs? That's what pisses me off. I want to tell this guy to just go straight to hell, but he's a manager.
So
because here's coming from somebody that doesn't ride. He ain't got no dog in this fight. Don't start asking people if they're a rub. And that's about where I stand on that issue. But y'all are bringing up a good point. The whole rich urban biker. I agree with Doc and what you said too, Hells. What's wrong with a man that's pulled himself up by his bootstraps and has made something out of his life, but enjoys motorcycles? I mean, what? I just don't see that issue.
There isn't. That's why, I mean, people. I got more of the good than the bad, but there was some bad. And I'm like, well, technically, I can put myself in some of these categories if I go by the definition. But
I mean, if you look at it like that, there's I'm not in that top 1% in this country. Trust me. I'm right there at that lower middle class, and I ride a 14 Geezer Glide, but you compare that 14 Ultra that I ride, and there's other people that they're riding 30-year-old bikes because that's all they can afford. But to them, they look at me, well, he's rich. Well, no.
Well, you got both ways on that. You got guys that own 30-year-old bikes that just sit in the garage, and you got guys that spend $50,000 that will go out there and smack and do support and do all kinds of stuff. More of the biker lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? I guess. I guess this comes to the question, like, when most people talk about what their idea of a biker, is it more of the miles or is it the actual lifestyle?
Well, I think that's hand in hand. Look, I do. I mean, most of the people that I think of that I picture as bikers, man, they're putting down a ton of miles.
Okay, but you look at some content creators, they put down a ton of miles, but that's all they're doing. They don't actually live the lifestyle.
Yeah, I see your point there too. But that's where I go back. I just don't think just because you're putting down a ton of miles, and this once again, this is Dan's opinion, and I'm an old guy that came up in the 70s and 80s, and like I said, remember that culture. To me, if you're a YouTuber and you're putting down the miles as a YouTuber, but to me, if I'm not picturing that old culture or that old soul in you, I guess I should say, then you're an enthusiast. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I call myself.
So, you go back into that culture, just to tap on what you're saying. Back in the day, in the 70s and 1970s and 1980s, when I was first introduced to the culture and the lifestyle, a biker wasn't a biker unless he wrenched on his own bike. Well, today, there's a lot of people who are bikers that don't know the difference between what a Phillips head screwdriver is and what a flathead screwdriver is. And they're wearing colors. Does that make them less of a biker?
Okay. If you're going to that, we'll go to another extreme side of that question. I know a lot of gray beards that don't ride anymore that I still call a biker. So the fact that he don't ride anymore, is he not in that category?
Even though he's put the miles down.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to say. I'm with Doc.
I was going to say, because he's the one that laid the path for what we do.
Absolutely.
And I see a lot of them that's had to go on to 3 wheels or give it up altogether. To me, they're still bikers.
You know, I've in a club with a couple guys. They retired because they couldn't ride anymore. They went from 2 to 3, and then when they couldn't physically and mentally handle riding anymore, you know, they're still bikers because they've been there and done that, laid that path, lived the lifestyle, still live the lifestyle other than riding.
Well, here's the other thing. Sometimes life happens.
Yep.
And they chose to take care of a family instead of the lifestyle. And
Yep.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You respect that.
That's what I done from 92 to about 2005. That's an agreement I made with my wife when we had kids. Was I'd give up the motorcycles until the kids were older. And I didn't totally give them. I didn't own one personally, but I still rode occasionally. Matter of fact, I had a friend of mine that he had an 87 Heritage that he lived in an apartment, and I have a basement here at my house, you know, a garage basement, and I kept his bike here for him. And the agreement was he left the key and kept the insurance on it. And he said, "Oh, absolutely." And so I had that bike here for probably 4 or 5 years, and I rode it more than he did. But I gave up ownership, like I said, from 92 to about 2005, 6, somewhere in that neighborhood before I went back into riding on a more regular basis.
See,
a lot of people do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a deep conversation that you'll have different opinions. But that also goes back to, I believe people, before they decide they want to ride, they actually, I believe you should do some style of civilian prospecting and learn what you're getting into. Just mostly out of respect.
Yeah, but also at the same time, you got the enthusiasts that want to buy a motorcycle. They don't do any part of the lifestyle. They don't do any bike nights or any charity runs. They just go out and ride with 1 or 2 friends, maybe once or twice a month, and maybe do 1,000 to 2,000 miles a year. Right? They're an enthusiast, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Why can't they learn at least? Why can't they learn the history? I also think it would change a lot of mindsets, a lot of
Yeah, it would, but they don't have any interest or any investment to learn the history because they don't need nor want to.
I think with some, it's kind of, to Doc's point, it's a lack of respect to me.
I can see that point of view.
It's interesting you mentioned that, Dan. You know, when I bought mine, I didn't know the first thing about the lifestyle or anything really like that. But you know, the last thing I wanted to do was potentially end up maybe inadvertently disrespecting anybody else on the road. So I used a little bit of some time on the internet to figure out, you know, if I come across some folks, you know, how do I need to handle the situation? And the whole thing that I found was just be as respectful as you can. And, you know, obviously they may direct you a little more abruptly, you know, but there is a little bit that you can learn on the internet. Just, you know, an hour's worth of time, you know, in the evening instead of scrolling on social media, or maybe give up a live stream for a night. And, you know, go Google a little bit. You can learn quite a bit.
Yep.
There's a few websites out there where some folks have come together to put, you know, some information out there that doesn't have to divulge too deep, but it's enough that you can learn a little bit, at least a starting point on, you know, some etiquette with other riders on the road.
Yeah.
Another good thing, Jake, to do is, you know, you can get right there on the old interweb and go to the Confederation of Clubs.
Mm-hmm.
there's lots of documentation right there that's useful information.
Yep.
Not Netflix.
How many
But there's
times did you watch Gangland?
How many times I what?
Watch Gangland?
No.
I watch it all the time for entertainment value.
Yeah.
The other thing that's good too is finding a good mentor. Other direction. Where are we at? I don't know. I'm not
You pointing at me?
backwards. That guy, the long bearded guy. Hells.
Oh, okay.
Wait, there we
There
go.
you go.
Just
Now
point straight
there's
at
a lot of information and videos out there that if you followed it, you can get hurt. So if you're new, you got to decipher what is real and what is fluff. If
Well,
you follow
that's
just the fluff, you're going to get hurt.
That's where the mentor kind of comes in, though, Doc. You know, if I have questions, you know, of course, your mentor has to be knowledgeable, but you know, if you got a good mentor, you can cycle some of that information through, and you know, hey, what's your thoughts on this? How do I react to that? You know, so because the mentor, you know, the mentor is not only there to filter information, but you know, I was just saying today that you need somebody to help push you and grow your yeah, okay.
Somebody put Wilkie in timeout for that comment.
hey,
I'm playing. Don't put him in timeout.
Don't forget the Mayans now.
Oh Lord. If we get on that TV concept, there would not be any clubs left because they would just shoot each other to death. All right.
Yeah. And it's entertainment value. That's what people have to understand.
Oh my God. Sorry. Sorry. I know he's joking. This is hilarious. Yeah, you'll meet him real quick.
There's plenty of YouTube videos out there on that.
I've actually got approached by a club, a prominent East Coast club, because of my tattoo. And it's how you handle yourself.
Yep. It truly is.
Well, Hales, before you get on to something else, I'm going to jump back over into the side chat. I just want to jump on and give you my opinion.
Well, I love you too. Why are you leaving?
Because my internet's going to shit. I wish I knew somebody that worked for the damn cable company.
I don't know. There might be in one corporation with the insurance company.
Hey Dan,
it keeps freezing up. I mean, I'm afraid I'm just going to drop completely off.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Dan, it's been a pleasure to see you.
I appreciate the conversation, guys.
Take care, Dan.
Keep it going in the side chat. All right, then there was three. Nobody else, because I got asked by like several people to come on and do this live, and I'm not. This is not disrespecting the 2 minutes on the screen and Dan that just on, but come on, you guys had all kinds of stuff to say. Say it publicly. Let's go. Get on here.
So, like I was saying, when I first started wearing colors, Sons of Anarchy first came out, and I met my wife at work on the bike, and she was asked by her boss, "Is your husband in a biker gang?" She says, "No, it's a club." "Oh, is it like Sons of Anarchy?" She said, "Stop watching TV."
I hate when people say that phrase, biker gang.
Yeah.
I hate that with a passion.
It is. And that's the culture that mainstream media has pushed down everybody's throat.
No, I haven't even seen that show either, but I feel like I should. See if I can go a thing or two.
Yeah.
Listen, Wild Hogs, that's all you need to see.
Jake, you go watch that and say something stupid, I'll slap all the hair off your head.
Oh, all three of them.
Yeah.
Then you won't have to shave your head anymore.
Oh shoot.
Saving me money. Razors ain't cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just tired of it. I want everybody to get along. That's why I want everybody to think about these questions and have conversations. And
You know, Hells, one day when we're eye to eye, I'm going to tell you a story, a true story that I had conversations with people about that. And I tell you, the response I got from a lot of different people. They all want the same thing, but they don't want to put history in the past.
But here's the thing: don't put it in the past. You need to know where you came from to fix the future.
Exactly. And they're like, well, you know, this. I'm like, look, man, there was a time when Japan and Germany were at war with the United States, and people were dying by the thousands. Now look at us today.
Oh, look, it's the purple people eater. What's up, Noggin? Dude took Noggin. I will give you shit. In the time that you did your live stream and barely took it apart, I had my whole road glide down to the frame with the parts in the bag and labeled and everything else.
I told him that right from the beginning.
I just like giving him shit. He's always a good sport.
Yeah, he is. He's a good dude, and I give him credit for even attempting to do it. But, you know, when his wife starts getting aggravating with him because, you know, it's going nowhere or doing nothing, I'll buy the bike from him. I'll give him $500 for it because it'll be a basket case.
I'll give him $4.99 plus a t-shirt.
Hey.
Oh, dude. Come on.
I'll give him a t-shirt and a sticker.
Oh, shoot.
And a poker chip.
I'm out. Too much, Doc. Too much.
I got to get Jake a sticker and a poker chip, too.
Hell yeah. Well, aren't you coming down soon?
March. Well, actually, I'll be flying into Tampa in November, but I'm going down for a memorial service for my uncle out in St. Petersburg.
Opposite side of the
state.
Yeah. But I'll be down in March.
Good deal. I'll be here.
Oh, yeah. I will be stopping at OF Performance. Even though I know Hells won't be there.
Jay can be there.
Yep. Hells, you'll probably be at Suspension Technologies or someplace.
Jay can go up to the shop and meet you.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a quick little block.
I'll have my lowrider S, Jake.
Sweet.
Because he wants that suspension. Which Doc just ordered yesterday for.
Damn it! You ruined it.
I ruined it.
You ruined it.
All right, everybody. Amnesia. I didn't say shit. Dude, how am I? You're supposed to tell me this because, like, I'm fucking excited. Like, jeez.
Cat's out of the bag now.
Everybody forget. I won't put this up until like.
Yeah. Okay.
You do it. Everybody be like, "Where's that last video?" Well, you should have been there and watched it and supported.
See, look,
taking that other brand off.
Yeah.
That costs twice as much as, or actually cost me as much as what I'm getting for you. But it was just the rear.
See, this is what I love about you getting it. Because you've been on other ones. So I have my opinion, other people has their opinion, but you're kind of like me. You've been on all kinds of them. So you can give your true opinion about it.
I've been on Progressive. I've been on Legend. I've been on the Harley Davidson Performance Shocks by Olin's, which is really not Olin's, but it is, but it isn't. I have not been on a legit Olin suspension yet, though. So I can't compare it to that.
So for all you guys, Miles on 2, I don't know if any of you guys watched them. I watch them. We're talking about a touchy subject here. I'll give him some love, and then I'll give him a little bit of hell. At least not getting kicked out of a dealership. No, dude, go watch his stuff. He's another one that he gets a lot of great insight from his perspective. That's why I like watching his stuff. So
yeah.
So shout out to Miles on 2. Go over, check his channel out. Of course, he's bigger than all us. Hey,
Miles on 2, jump on this way. I get your acquaintance. I'd love to meet you.
Come on, here's the link. Come on, jump on, because you always have great insight on all kinds of topics.
Let's do it. We're already playing with fire. Let's keep going.
Get it shipped here, and I'll install it for you.
Hey, here's the good thing. I am a former firefighter, so we're good. It's kind of like Talladega Nights. Don't worry, I'm a volunteer firefighter. So Keith, his opinion on, we're going back to the biker thing. His opinion on it is how many miles. What matters is how many miles a year do you ride, and do you represent yourself as you are? Meaning, do I pretend that I built a bike when I got the work done? I mean, I can see that, but that just goes back to being a fake biker on YouTube, you know. And that's not towards anybody. Jeez.
But is there anything wrong with having pride in who built your bike?
No, because sometimes it's the smart way to do it.
I mean, I can take stuff apart real well, but I don't know about the putting back together stuff. So, you know, is it smart for me to say I built my bike when did I actually build it, or did I set it up to explode on me?
You can always say I had it built at OF Performance.
He can't say he's had it serviced at OF Performance right now.
They did my 5K at almost 6K.
Yeah, why don't you tell them, everybody, what you told me about our text down there after getting your bike?
Well, okay, so first things first, they got the side panels pulled off, and they right away called me and was like, hey, we see where it looks like there may be an oil leak. Has there been leaking oil prior to this service? To which I said, absolutely. It sprayed all down the right side. Had the oil cooling line on the back of the number 2 head cracked in West Virginia. So yes, there was a lot of oil all over that bike. I'm like, okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. They tweaked all kinds of stuff on my bike. They reset my whole clutch because I had the clutch lever got replaced and it wasn't fully set the way it should have been. So I went and screwed with the turnbuckle and just totally threw it all out. So they fixed all that, even though I admitted to it. Apparently my fork was turned. I guess that reflector on the side, you can see it right here over my shoulder. It was in the right spot, so they went ahead and just fixed that too. Cleaned my air filter that I thought was disposable, which was nice. As you know, those are $75 air filters from Harley. So man, they went over with a good fine-tooth comb and fixed me up. I mean, I even had my bike wasn't starting in gear, so they checked the perch and all that and made sure that the safety switch was engaging the way it was supposed to, and I mean, all kinds of stuff that went over the top for me when they didn't have to, but they did it anyways, and I certainly appreciate that.
And
So
the
they made
the bike
oh,
runs
the bike run's fantastic now. I didn't realize just how much all those little things culminated together, and of course the dirty air filter admittedly doesn't help, but it runs so much better now. Jumped on the highway and ran my measly 80 mile an hour, and it didn't have any problems with that.
Yes, Angry Boomer, I do have a history of oil leaks.
It rubbed off on me.
I am not the best friend of the EPA. Yeah. Disruption was there when it all started. It was on that first trip with him. So, why is Tweedle wants to talk shit in the side chat, and he's not on here. So
That's what Tweedle does.
Yeah, he hides like a Ninja Turtle. I'm not getting on this
He's
conversation.
scared to jump on. That's what it is. I'll say it.
Ooh, Tweedle.
That's why he's got a bronze chicken, because he's chicken.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's bring it back in. This is a dangerous conversation, but it's only a dangerous conversation if you are trying to pinpoint and say people need to be a certain way. I'm trying to get everybody their point of views, and because it's kind of like what I like to do. I like to I'll talk to all kinds of people and get all kinds of different point of views, because there may be something that I'm missing in a situation.
Educational.
Right. That goes back to my old days, what I used to do, and I didn't just jump the gun. I wanted to see it from different angles to make sure that I wasn't missing something.
So it'd be dangerous if we start saying names and locations.
Yeah. Riding on 3 says he's a poser because he's on 3, not 2. Not true. Just means that your tire changes are a lot more expensive than ours. That's not true. I know guys on trikes that do that biker life. Stand by. No. Well, I'll say the same to you right now, Dallas. Why aren't you here?
I was going to say, if nobody else is going to jump on, why don't you guys drop me some more knowledge? Learn me something.
Because we can't do it in public.
Motorcycles have 2 wheels or 3, as long as the 2 and the 2 of the 3 are in back of you, not in front.
You loosen the nut, not the bolt, when you're taking stuff apart.
But what if there's no nut?
Well, I mean, let's start with having the hardware to take apart, because I left.
Hang on.
Place without.
Is that an actual bolt, or is that a screw at that point?
No, it's a bolt.
But yeah, what Jake's saying is, you didn't do it, Jake. The technicians did, and then I had to put it back together.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, this and that. And here we go. Yep, it looks good. Yeah, he's riding down the road, and he's like pointing. I'm like, gas? What, you need gas already? What? Oh, nope. There's no bolts. There's no bolts in the tank. And he's riding down the road after leaving the dealership.
I had a front bolt with no nut and no rear hardware at all.
Boy, that dealer prep is really good, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that was after the oil line was fixed.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. All right. What do you want, Big Mouth?
Bellowed. I mean, I figured you needed me for backup or something.
Nope. I need somebody to be a scapegoat, and you showed up.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Yeah, it might not go too well.
What up, Tweedle?
What's going on, Doc?
Another day of paradise.
Hey.
2 seconds. Ryan, hit me up. We'll get that done. All right, now you can go. What do you want to know?
So you use my show to like make appointments now, or what? Because we've been in like great conversations, and you just use my show to make your appointments. You should have
For
had your
H2.
Okay, my bad. Riding on 3, don't order shit.
have your people call his people. Don't take it serious. Riding on 3. We are just
Give me a call.
yeah. Call Jake.
Yeah, Jake from State Farm's our booking agent. So
he's not wearing khaki, so don't worry about it.
I wore them yesterday.
Everybody deserves the day off.
All right, I'm going to give this 15 more minutes, and we're going to get out of here because now the conversation's dragging on, and
we want value for the content.
I do. I mean, if this is the case, I would just hit you guys up on a video chat, and we would sit and bullshit, make fun of each other. But
Now, how can we make fun of the brunch chicken?
Easy. Very easy. Like, he sets himself up so well. Like, but on the flip side of it, why did I mute? Stupid program. On the flip side of it here, he has been a very good student and has progressed very well. He went from 3 miles to 1 mile behind us.
So, Tweeter, who won that race at the top of the hill?
I did.
I'm getting revenge.
Hey, like I said, he's 15-1, so he's not taking that 1 from me. He's just going to come back down here and make it 16-1.
Hey, win's a win.
If I could do it in reverse,
Exactly.
I'd do it in reverse.
Because if you're not first, you're last.
Well, let's say I've been practicing a lot since he's been here.
We'll find out. We'll go bust through a big city in Mexico at triple digits and see what you got.
Did that yesterday.
But did you do it?
I told to keep.
Did you do it?
I got told to keep my. I got told to put my track bike back on the track and not on the street. And I laughed and was like, "Where's the track bike at?"
They think that's a track bike?
Yeah.
That's a commuter.
Mm-hmm. Point A to point B.
Let's see what Keith's got here. He rides 15 to 20,000 miles a year. But I make some money, and I guarantee some consider a rub, maybe a poser. Good news, I don't care about opinions of people that don't know me. Okay.
That's a good attitude, honestly.
I'll be sure.
I think a lot of this comes from actual YouTubers that see other YouTubers get big, earning those how do I want to say this? Parts for reviews and stuff like that. So a lot of people got into it with that mentality, but what they fail to realize is when they're out filming their rides, let's say they make a right-hand turn in the right track and wind out across the double yellow, that doesn't look good for them as being official, being a professional or whatever. Not holding the track,
where you
that
going
has to be thrown in this. That has to be thrown into this biker, poser, rub enthusiast line. Because I disagree with the poser biker rub, because enthusiast is in there also. And even those guys that started out as a biker began as an enthusiast.
I mean, I can see your way. it's I mean, it's a kind of same concept and everywhere. Military, club world, whatever. You're working up
Mhm.
through work, your career is you earn you work your way up, you earn it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying it's him, but yeah, you can see some out there that just like,
Yeah.
you know, there are. We know of some. Everybody
Mhm.
knows. Everybody might have a view of somebody like that.
Well,
And
the you can watch the video and tell. I mean, you can tell who's actually about that life and who's not. And then you have people like me that get invited to come to the yard, and then they come to the yard, participate in a picnic, or so to say, and go back to their normal ways. Nothing wrong with that either. You just gotta know and have that respect for the culture is my thing.
mm, uh, oh, angry boomer. He's like, he'll give us value next live or devalue. Let's see. Lines and paint on the road are only suggestions. I do. I got video of him that proves that point right there. I rode where I needed to be, so I could get myself for where I wanted to be. I have plenty of footage of him proving this comment, but
I don't like right turns, so
it makes it for some awesome angles on the video footage. Just so you guys know, if you ever watched our Zion video, he's the camera was on his bike. He was the one doing the filming for us going through Zion. So thanks to him. And we used to have this intro where we like split and came back. That was him. He rode the middle and we went around him. So he was awesome. He was an awesome camera guy. I can't say that about the bronze chicken, but he was awesome about the camera guy. Yeah.
hardly film my own stuff.
Dude, you erase more stuff than you film.
I do. Because to me, I don't want to put out something mediocre or poor quality. So if I don't feel it, I just delete it.
Mediocre or poor quality or not authentic.
No, well, I mean, for me personally, my stuff was still authentic. It wasn't the best it could be, or at least I didn't feel like it was the best it could be. So I just deleted.
Dallas wants to know what
Yes.
the signal is. The signal is to take a shit.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, that's it. A big old toilet bowl.
I don't know. I never get around people that I can see do signals. They're always trying to track me down like Tweedle. I get Tweedle hand signals.
Man.
It don't matter. It don't matter. I could have one of those
He-
DOT arrow signs, and he probably missed it.
No, wait. He does this. In the dark, you can't see his hands.
No, in the dark, I actually put my hand out.
Well, when you stuck it all the way out, is when I seen it and I get over. But if I couldn't see it, if you didn't go out far enough, I couldn't see it.
But
that leads to another thing. Every rider's always learning. Like group riding, I suck. I don't even try to fake that. I suck. I mean, I can hold a line, but when it comes to group riding, especially high speed group riding, yeah, I'm not very good at that.
Jake does a pretty good job. He ain't afraid to get close and ride. Tweedle.
I get closer to Nori and Crystal than I can you. I don't know what the hell that's up with that.
I don't know because
Faster bike.
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know what's up with that. I could
guess
probably
we-
stay on Doc's fender and be like, Doc would be like, "What's he talking about?" I don't know. It's Hales.
Do that with no.
I guess you just got trust issues, Tweedle.
No, if it is, it's probably in my skill, not yours.
Jake's rode right next to me and stuff. I'm not a crazy rider when it comes to riding close.
And see, that's the thing. I need to sneak off and see how you ride with him to see if it's the way you ride with me.
Yeah, get the fuck over.
No, you're probably cussing me a lot more than you are him.
No, because the first time I was I made sure we wasn't like we were being aggressive, but we weren't being like my aggressive. I was kind of working him in. We went a little bit faster, and did a little more things, like a progression.
Crawl, walk, run stage.
Tweedle, the first time that he and I had ridden together was the night that I met you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently you're the only one passing the school of Hell's Motorcycle Riding Academy.
Oh, he's not the only one. You're just the only one failing it.
Well, I don't like right turns, so.
Well, the question is, Hells, how are you doing at the Crystal's Motorcycle Riding Academy?
I'm getting better. She's passing with flying colors.
Dude, there is times that I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, she's the one that's like a freaking madman out there. Paul brought this up just at the end. If you get hit with a whip, you too close.
Okay.
I love whips. Get a little close. Get close with me with that whip on that motorcycle.
I understand the history of the get back whip. I respect it. I own a few, but I don't run them.
Mm-mm. Just like I don't wear wallet chains.
I do because I had my wallet fall out once.
But
no fun. You got to turn around on the highway and go find it.
All right, so we're coming up to the end. I'm going to do final thoughts like I always do. I'm going to start with Doc because he had more balls than Tweedle to come on.
So did Jake.
I'll get to Jake. All right, Doc, your final thought.
Be smart. Learn. Because you never stop learning.
Yeah, that's true. Your journey never ends.
Nope.
All right, Jake.
Oh, final thoughts. Get off your phone, go ride, and get a mentor. And ride H2.
H2. Oh, I like the way you think. All right, Tweedle. Go ahead.
Man, so many places. Get out and ride. How about that?
Oh, what? We're partying. I didn't hear you. All right, go ahead, Tweedle. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, I just say get out and ride. I mean, push yourself riding. Do it in a safe manner, but always push yourself every time you ride. Stay in your track one whole ride. Then stay in another track a whole different ride. Learn the history of the culture and what the culture actually is. And don't pretend to be nothing you're not.
Exactly. All right, you guys. I guess my final thought would be everybody says it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. That's bullshit. It's about how you ride. All right. You can't tell the tales if you're not having a good fucking ride. So go out there and ride. And I want to put a challenge out to people right now because we got, like I said, we got the end of the season coming up. I want to put a challenge out. Go find somebody in this little social media world that you don't follow, you don't do anything. Go out there and actually look and contact and see if you can't make friends that are outside of your little clique. Because you never know. It just might be somebody that just needs a little hand, don't know where to go. All right. With that being said, you guys have fun tonight. Be safe. Don't do what I do unless you're riding H2. And we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Good night.
See ya.